Yes, another first date where we get kidnapped and stabbed. God damn it! Sometimes, the smile is nothing more than a harbinger of trouble. Especially when it comes from someone who has already lost touch with reality. Damn, I'm so cold. I guess I'll go with him. After all, it was raining outside. The weather was just awful. My bus left and now I have to stand in the pouring rain. The worst part is that almost nothing works anymore. Trying to escape the rain, I was lucky enough to spot the only working establishment. Good. At least the bar is open. I could sit inside and warm myself up a little. The hell? It's cozy in here. I sat down on a high chair to rest. The bartender looked at me and smiled. I need something to drink. My throat is parched from running. Coffee, juice, a beer? Get me a beer. I pointed at the beer on the menu, and then smiled at the bartender. But the bartender sadly informed me that the beer was out. No! Well, fine, I'll have to take something else. Coffee! Coffee here isn't as good as in my favorite place, but it's not bad either. The rain stopped soon after. Too bad all the buses are gone. No worries, I'll order a taxi. What the Okay, so ordering a coffee is a terrible idea. What if I ordered juice? What if I ordered juice at a bar? Sure. The bartender quickly prepares the drink, and within a minute, a glass of juice appears in front of me. I bring it to my lips and take a sip. Sweetness with a slight tartness. Not too sweet, not too sour. Pretty good. Seriously? Juice? In a place like this? I turned around to a voice in surprise. The man looked at me questioningly. Sorry if that came off as a bit harsh. It's just been a while since I've seen anyone walk into a bar and grab juice. I'm not really into alcohol. Yeah, could tell. Your eyes kinda gave it away. The man smiled, good-naturedly. Totally forgot to introduce myself. I'm Miro. What's your name? It's Lion. Lion. Nice name. I don't recall ever seeing you around here before. It's my first time in this area, to be honest. And how do you have beer? How do you have beer and I couldn't? Did you drink all the beer, Miro? Is that so? Well, welcome. I hope the bar doesn't disappoint you. I'm almost here every day. I live nearby, so consider this my second home. Sometimes I come here just to chat with people and have a good time. Well, I'm gonna make a save in case it gives me a sudden dead end. Enjoy good company. Spending time with people you like is wonderful, especially if you don't know them. I like meeting new people. We're all so alike, Lion. Actually, this bar has good beer, so I'll try better. There's something about it here. Something unique. I don't know much about beer, but guess you're right, considering you took the only beer left. The bar was empty. Looks like in such weather, not many people want to go bar hopping. Have you been sitting here all day? All day? No, of course not. I have a job. After work, I come here to relax. Does it help? No, it definitely does. And it's cheap here too. I smiled slightly at his honesty. I rarely come to places like this, but the rain. I see. A pause hung between us. The bar is bathed in warm light. The air is filled with the scent of coffee and alcohol. For a moment, I catch his gaze on me again. He squints slightly, as if studying me carefully. Then, with a slight, almost homey smile, he leans a little closer. Are you shy? He doesn't ask it mockingly. And he doesn't try to embarrass me. He just points out the fact. Well, a little bit. Thought so. If you want, I could start being shy too. I don't have time to say anything before he suddenly pretends to awkwardly look away. You're staring at me so intently. Makes me feel awkward. Are you teasing me? No. Well, only a little. This scoundrel's smiling! He's not ashamed at all! You're smiling. I see. You have a cute smile, Lion. You know, you have a really nice voice. You're flattering me, thanks. You have a really nice voice. Miro blinks, as if he doesn't immediately realize what I just said. My voice. He clearly didn't expect such a comment. For a moment, it seems like he wants to brush it off. Instead, he loses all his confidence. I notice how he looks away, then suddenly rubs his neck, as if trying to hide his embarrassment. Well, that was unexpected. He quietly smirks, but I notice a slight blush on his face. Maybe it's just me, but seeing him like this is kinda cute. I didn't think anyone would pay attention to that at all. Miro pretends to pull himself together and smirks a little wider. But, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy listening to me. He lowers his gaze to the bottle, clearly trying to hide his slight confusion, or maybe he's just pretending to focus on his drink. The music changed almost imperceptibly. First, a short pause, silence, just a slight crackle from the speakers, then the first synth chords, familiar, warm, a bit retro. I notice how Miro freezes. He doesn't look at me, he just freezes suddenly, squeezing the bottle in his hands. As if the sound hooked him, caught him, pulled him out of his thoughts. And then, the soft flow of the synthesizer, sluggish, mesmerizing, like a neon light in the night, dissolving in the rhythm of the bass. This one's my favorite. He says it almost reverently, as if it's not just a song playing right now, but something special. Something that matters. I look at him. Something flickers in his eyes. The present. He really loves the song. So much so that he doesn't even hide it. What's his song? It's an old hit from Neon Stray. Have you ever heard of this band? I shake my head. Their lyrics are a mix of irony and some kind of desperate challenge. They recorded this track in just one night and then almost broke up over an argument about who should sing the chorus. Real rebels, but damn talented. Miro seems to have dissolved into the melodies, letting the music pull him along. He puts the bottle down on the table and, at some point, without a word, stands up. He looks at me with a warm smile, his gaze soft but somehow determined, and his lips tremble in anticipation. After all, there aren't many people here in this bar, and the music. It's perfect for doing something more than just sitting. He extends his hand, and the gesture seems unexpected, but at the same time, he doesn't insist. It's an invitation, but without any pressure. Just a sincere desire to share the moment. Okay, you look oddly ominous like this. What do you say, Lion? Shall we dance? Yeah, sure. I look at his outstretched hand, at the gentle smile, the light in his eyes that sparkles with the music. This really matters to him. Not just a dance, not just a song. It's a moment and he really wants to share it. I hesitate for just a moment before placing my palm in his. Miro's fingers are warm. He gently squeezes my hand and softly pulls me forward. We get closer. The music envelops us, pulsing in the rhythm of the light and sound. He moves effortlessly, naturally, as if the melody itself is guiding him. I try to adjust, awkwardly at first, but he just laughs. Relax. There are no right moves here. Just feel it. I take a deep breath, letting my body move with him. Miro's fingers barely touch my waist, his palm gliding over my back, guiding but not forcefully, more playfully. We spin, finding the rhythm, stepping in unison. The music fills us completely. The synths pulse, the bass leads, and the light flashes in time. At some point, Miro laughs, genuinely, loudly, tilting his head back. You really like the song that much? You have no idea. And he pulls me closer so I can feel the rhythm with him. For a few minutes, there is no bar, no past, no future. Only music, only movement, only this moment. The music gradually fades, and the moment dissolves with it. Miro exhales and sits back down, casting a lazy glance at me. Not bad, huh? I don't have the time to respond. The music switches to a new melody, and the conversation takes a different turn. Miro sat across from me. His gaze slid over me and froze somewhere near the edge of the table. What had seemed like interest at the beginning of the evening had now shifted into something else. He looked disappointed. Well then, seems the rain has stopped. Yeah, seems I stayed too long in the bar. I got up from my seat and headed for the exit. Miro followed me. The street was wet and shiny, like a glossy postcard. We stopped at the entrance. For a few moments, he was silent, staring into the darkness. Had a nice chat, didn't we? Why do you look like young Strayed? I wanted to say something, but he suddenly shifted uncomfortably. I need to go home. I've got things to do. Lots of things. Yeah, I get it. Bye, Lion. It was nice meeting you. He took a step back and looked at me as if he was about to say something else, but then changed his mind. His heeled shoes clicked loudly on the sidewalk, growing more distant with each second. He didn't turn around. I stood there on the wet asphalt, not fully understanding what had just happened. Maybe it's for the best. Miro seems to have never figured out how to talk to... Okay, so I'm really curious, because the name of this game is That Guy Really Pisses Me Off. So I'm going to try to just be a complete asshole and see whether this takes us anywhere. So I don't like socializing with people. Well, not with everyone. I just do it rarely. Oh, being an introvert is tough. I get it. Actually, this bar has a good beer, so I've tried better. There is something about it here. Unique notes. Got it. Let's skip through. Wait, what did he say? He doesn't try to embarrass me, he just points out the fact, he's asking if I'm shy. I just don't know you that well. He leans forward, propping his chin on his hand, and he watches me with mild interest. His smile reminds me of a huge cat about to purr. I think this is a great reason to get to know each other better. What if I don't want to? If you don't want to, let's pretend we're all acquaintances. Remember how we stole apples in Zakchevo? Where? I don't remember places like that in Canada. True. There's no such place here. But we still stole apples there. That is not true. I was taught not to steal. Well, fine. Then I stole, and you just watched. And then? Then I ate those apples myself. Wait, why didn't you share them with me? Because you were taught not to steal. And if you don't steal, you don't eat. Now we're really not strangers, huh? You're smiling. I see. You have a cute smile, Lion. You're flattering me. And what if I do? He squints slyly, but there's a hint of mockery in his voice. I snort, but he just grins. Don't you deserve compliments? I just shake my head, but he doesn't give up. Well, now you know I'm an honest flatterer. Okay, yep, the music changes, and this is his favorite song. I am not going to dance. No. Will this lead to us, getting somewhere in this game? Let's decline. I look at his outstretched hand, but I don't hurry to take it. Dancing? Now? Oh, no, thank you. I think I'll sit this one out. Miro doesn't immediately retract his hand. For a few seconds, he just looks at me, as if evaluating my refusal. Then he just shrugs and smirks. Your choice. He steps back, letting the music take him alone. I watch him move, smoothly, naturally, with his eyes closed, as if the music flows right through him. He smiles to himself, immersed in the rhythm. This is reminding me of that, Riley meme, I think? I don't know why it's reminding me of that. And I just sit and watch, feeling a strange, incomprehensible sensation inside. The music gradually fades, and the moment dissolves with it. Miro exhales and sits back down, casting a lazy glance at me. Not bad, huh? I don't have time to respond. The music switches to a new melody, and the conversation takes a different turn. Miro sat across from me. His gaze slid over me and froze somewhere near the edge of the table. What had seemed like interest at the beginning of the evening had now shifted into something else. He looked disappointed. Well then, Seems the rain has stopped. Yeah, it seems like it stayed too long on the bar. Got up from my seat and headed for the exit. Miro followed me. The street was wet and shiny, like a glossy postcard. We stopped at the entrance. For a few moments, he was silent, staring into the darkness. We had a nice chat, didn't we? I wanted to say something, but he suddenly shifted uncomfortably. He still wants to go home! What will it take for you to take me home, huh? Okay, so what if I went through the same line of dialogue and I agreed to dance? Let's just go. God freaking! Okay, so I think this whole time I was just getting the neutral ending. So, for some reason, okay, like the third choice is always going to lead to like the worst ending. So I'm going to see where this goes. I think you're the life of the party. You're so chatty. Damn. I think many people probably just want to shut you up. That's for sure. Actually, the bar here is good beer. I know. Yes, I'm a little bit shy. Thought so. If you want, I can start being shy too. Got it. Well, I'm just going to say thank you for the compliment. You're welcome. Smile more often. Okay, yep, music has changed. I'm not dancing with you. Screw, yep. But why? Okay, so I checked. There are 2 routes this could go. Either the neutral route or the good route from here. So, what I need to do... Okay, let's try going for the good route first. And for that, I'm going to need to say I enjoy good company. Spending time with people like you was wonderful. Yeah. I don't know you that well. Yeah. You have a very nice voice. Yeah. I dance with you. Yeah. Miro stared thoughtfully out the window. Yeah. I've not lost my mind. Shut up. By the way, about the rain. I think it's already stopped. It really became quiet outside. Yeah, the rain has stopped. Well, I think it's time for us to go. We've been sitting here for a while. I smiled sweetly. We left the bar. The smell of dampness and freshness enveloped my face. I didn't notice how it had gotten dark. Ugh, it's chilly. Hey, would you like to come with me? It's dark outside. It's dangerous to walk around alone like this. You never know what might happen around the corner. Are you sure you're not a psychopath? Oh, absolutely. My basement is just begging for new souls. But seriously, it's really dangerous outside. And I don't want you to get hurt by someone else's hands. I tilt my head slightly, gazing at his face. Are you worried about me, or are you like trying to scout out for a new victim? Miro looks away for a moment, as if pondering his answer, but then smiles softly. Isn't it obvious? It would be strange if I didn't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Miro's. Well, okay. I'm not opposed. I hope you have a dryer at your place. Oh, don't worry. I have everything we need, Lion. We'll figure something out. Thanks. Can't even imagine how I'd be in a taxi right now. Wet. Yeah, wet clothes and rain. Perfect combo to catch a cold. And taxi drivers love to open the windows. Why do they do that in weathers like this? Follow me. I know a shortcut. Wait for me! Okay, that is a smile. That is the smile of all time. Yeah. We walked along the closed shops and houses. It was fairly quiet, but the fresh air after the rain has a nice touch. The world around felt silent. Only the streetlights cast long shadows on the asphalt. It's quiet today, isn't it? Feels like the whole city is asleep, and it's just us left. I walk next to Miro, his steps heavy and confident, while mine are light, almost imperceptible on the dark street. I grunt and pull out my phone out of my pocket to check the time. Also the battery. My battery's almost dead. Miro looked at me calmly, then smiled. Is your battery dead? You know, with that smile, I feel like you don't have the best intentions. Yeah, hope it lasts until we get to your place. Hey, gotta take a look. Yeah, I've been wanting to change my phone, but can't decide. What model do you have? Yeah, just a regular one. Alright, here you go. I handed the phone to Miro, and he starts spinning it in its hands, examining it. Looks solid. Is it comfortable? Is the camera any good? Yeah, but I'm thinking more about messaging apps than the camera. Miro kept inspecting my phone. Got it. Do you often talk to someone on the go, like, now? He suddenly swings the phone in his hands, as if juggling, and suddenly, a snap. The phone slips out and falls onto the grate of the storm drain. Miro, what the hell? The hell are you doing? I rushed to the spot where it fell, but the phone was already deep under the grate, sinking into the dirty water. Damn. Sorry. Did it by accident. It just slipped out of my hands. Are you serious? How are we supposed to get it now? Miro leaned over, peering into the storm drain. Well, this is going to be tough. We'll have to call a plumber or something. He straightens up to put his hand on my shoulder, speaking quite softly. Hey, don't worry. It's just a phone. I know that... Oh, wait, this is Miro. I know this sucks, but the most important thing right now is to get home and warm up. You're not even trying to help! Then what do you suggest, huh? Should we open up the storm drain right now? Believe me, it'll be useless. I've done that before. It's heavy as shit, but it's possible. You're not alone, okay? Everything will be fine. It's just a phone. His words sound calm, but there's something insistent in them, as if he is actually happy with the outcome. I felt strangely isolated and vulnerable. What now? Alright, we'll figure something out. We went up to his floor. The house was full of strange sounds. I have a bit of a mess at home. Don't mind it. I looked around. The air was heavy with the smell of alcohol, cigarettes, and something else. Faint, but strange. You've got a nice place here. Nice? Huh. You know, this is probably the first time someone has said that, but I'm glad you like it. Get used to it. Do you often have guests? Of course. Though, rarely does anyone stay. Why? Well, you know, usually people lose their heads over me. Literally. His voice was friendly, but something in that response made me shiver. I tried to smile, but the smile came out crooked. Listen. Maybe it's time for me to go. You've already done so much for me. Thank you, really. Guess I'll try to catch a ride, or, You scared? What? Scared? You're lying. Your eyes are darting, and your hands are shaking. He extended his hand without breaking eye contact, and I noticed he was holding something in his palm. In moments like these, you need to relax. Want to give it a try? What are you? He quickly pressed the cloth to my nose, and immediately, I felt a strong smell. Chemical. Sharp. Shh. Let's not make any noise, okay? I collapsed to the floor. The last thing I saw was a cloth pressed in my face. After that, my eyes closed. Well, shit, am I being brought down to the basement again? God damn it, not the boyfriend to death health bars! Why? I woke up again to this place. My hands ached painfully. My body was tightly tied to the chair. I tried to move my legs, but nothing happened. A blurry image appeared before my eyes. A dirty floor, peeling walls, empty bottles on the floor, on the table, even on the bookshelf. My heart started pounding as if trying to break free, but my body remained still, like a carved doll. My hands, feet, and chest, everything was tightly bound with ropes to a wooden chair. The rough, skin-biting hemp was digging into my wrists and ankles. Even my head felt like it was nailed down. My neck barely moved. A faint noise came from the kitchen. Well, at least we're not in the basement. At least we're not in Straight's basement again. Miro's cheerful, almost carefree voice was humming something under his breath. I couldn't see him. He was definitely nearby. The fuck? I can't speak that. Miro? Oh, Lion. You're awake. How are you doing? I already thought I killed you by accident. Well, you know, I could have just strangled you. How can he talk about that so calmly? Well, I think this is time to save, because, like, it's been a while since I've been in this sort of game. The hell is going on? You're cute, but business is business. What are you talking about? Now I'm completely confused. What does he need me for? You'll find out soon. Wait here. I pressed my lips together, watching Miro walk into the next room. What business is he talking about? There was a noise and a creak from the room. Looks like Miro was looking for something. Hey, how? I can't, Jessielu. I'm gonna call you Jessielu. Maybe you'll share something interesting about yourself while I put on my pants. I thought you had pants on the entire time. What is he planning to do? When I woke up, you were singing. What language is that? Oh, I thought you were still unconscious at that moment. Well, never mind. I'm already dressed. The door creaked nearby, sending shivers down my spine. You know, you really look like straight in this fit. I don't want to dirty my clothes. What the hell is this outfit? My work uniform. Well, let's not drag this out. The client is already Why? Why? What is your client waiting for? Why? Miro brought the knife to my shirt and then sharply pressed the blade. How big is that goddamn knife? Because that's like 3 fists large. That's a big knife. Oh, God, that hurts. Try not to twitch too much. I want to do this carefully. A red stain appeared on my t-shirt. Nausea rose in my throat. It was incredibly painful. Do you even have a camera set up? Is this for a snuff film? Like, what is going on? Clients have been paying too much attention to details lately. I mean, they want the product to be intact. I am not a product. Do you realize this is illegal? I'm pretty sure he knows. He just stabbed you. Like, I'm pretty sure the legality of things is way out the window at this point. Well, obviously. I don't make much working on the production line. Then why don't you change jobs? 'Cause I like it. Besides, I already found a side job. As you can see, I'm doing it right now. I mean, there's so many other jobs where you don't have to. Miro stopped. He looked intrigued. Maybe this will help me slow him down a little. I don't understand what you're doing, but you could do something else without hurting someone. True. I could work as a waiter, or work as a construction worker, or drive a taxi. So what's stopping you? A pleasant shiver runs through me at the sight of those scared eyes. I swallowed loudly. Seems like our conversation only made things worse. That's enough. I'm not going to deal with you all night. Besides you, I've got plenty of things to do. Feed Klaus, cook dinner, finally fix the string. Looks like he decided to tell me his entire daily routine. Kurt, I completely forgot about the rent bill. I'm better off. At least my limbs are still attached. Klaus! I flinched from the suddenness. What the okay! When were Monster Boys a thing? What? There's someone else here. You can't tell me this is not just Straight and Ren. If Ren was like Shark Boy instead of Fox Boy. Is there someone else here? When was the last time I paid the electricity bill? How the hell am I supposed to know that? It's your apartment. Klaus, I asked you to write this down. Why am I losing my sanity over like a conversation about bills where they're talking about it while I'm bleeding out? So I guess it makes sense that I'm losing my sanity. No freaking way. If you need it, you write it down. Just screw off already. What the hell is going on here? Klaus? Whatever the hell that is! English! I'll speak normally. I don't understand your bullshit. Every time you start blabbing into your Chinese, I don't understand a thing. That's not Chinese! Don't give a damn about your bells. Klaus. Ugh. Don't understand. Is it that hard to do what I asked just once? I don't think it's a good idea to ask. I'm just gonna sit silently. I silently press my lips together, watching the situation. That's it! Get out of here! Lots of things to do. I don't have time for you right now. You called him! What the shit? Screw you! It became quieter. I exhaled. Finally, they're silent. We could continue. Ah, shit! Maybe their arguing wasn't that bad. I'll try to make it last as long as possible. And more painful. I was about to argue, but it suddenly stabbed me in the stomach. Ah! Oh, that's not a good place to be stabbed! Ouch! You know, I no longer mind being stabbed in the stomach. I mean, if you're gonna be this close, I mean, hi, oh, how are you doing? So, stop! Why would I? If you stay quiet, then fine. I'll do everything quickly. Mira pulled the knife down, cutting through my skin. My clothes soaked in blood and darkened. I was supposed to cut your fingers, but I got distracted. I don't think that's a problem. I'm gonna sit quietly like screw this. You don't even flinch. You don't scream. You don't beg. His voice, admiring, almost gentle? Your skin is so warm, soft. It's like it's begging to be touched. I don't answer. I just watch as he leans in closer. It's like he's testing my limits. Where will I snap? Will I scream? Will I cry? Will I cream? But I won't give him that, except for the cream. Not a sound. The mask on his face makes his voice muffled. Strange. As if it's not a person speaking, but a machine. You know, you're beautiful when you fight. So alive, but not for long. He drives the knife into my stomach again. Nope. He pulls back for a second, admiring how I writhe in pain. You wanted me to be honest, right, Lion? Well, here's the truth. It feels good. Pure. In some way. Intimate. Just eat shit and die. You first. It's romantic, right? Together to the very end. Just in a different order. He drags the knife along my skin, almost dreaming. The blade catches a cut. Pain flares with a sharp, dull cry deep in my stomach. Does it hurt? Of course it freaking hurts! He takes me by the chin, lifting my face slightly to meet his eyes. I see delight in his gaze. Crazy, cold delight. You. God damn. Monster! You freaking monster! No. You're trembling. It's actually kind of cute. You could have tried. At least pretended to fight. But no. You chose to just wait. And I don't like passive viewers. I froze. Even breathing was hard. My body wouldn't respond. Only pain and fear remained. Shh. It's alright. My throat tightened. I cried. Not from pain. From helplessness. From how it all ended. Fingers, cold and sticky, slid down my cheek, wiping away a tear. Miro leaned in closer, whispering almost tenderly. Thank you for this evening. You made it special. Nope. The world began to melt. Light scattered into patches. Noise faded into rustling. Everything blurred. And in the final moment, the world sank into darkness. Come on! Fine, I'm going to scream at the very end! The world began to melt. Light scattered into patches. Noise faded into rustling. Everything blurred. And in the final moment, So screaming does nothing? Well, okay, he wants me to, throw hands so badly I'm going to attack Miro. Finally collecting my thoughts, I frowned and sharply kicked towards Miro. The rope had loosened during this time. Take this, you bastard! Right into Baby Maker! Miro crashed to the ground, and his knife landed right by my feet. I started struggling until one of my hands finally broke free. I grabbed the knife and cut through the remaining ropes to finally free myself. Huh! Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. I'm free. But what should I do now? I'm out of here. I'm getting to hell. Actually, let me just save maybe here. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Gripping the knife tighter, I headed for the exit. Honey, get out of here. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Looks like there are 3 passages. 3 passages?! This is a house! There's a bath on the right. I don't think I need to go there. I opened the door in front. I approached the door, my heart pounding in my chest. I rattled the handle. I carefully grasped the cold handle and tugged. The door didn't even budge. You can just unlock it! Without the key, I couldn't get out of here. To the left, I guess. Let's go. Swallowing, I approached the door to the side. It smelled strange. The smell reminded me of something dead. It usually smelled like this in an abandoned place. When we walked down the corridor of this house, the smell was similar. I opened the door. Grabbing the handle, I slowly turned it. Is it a corpse? Oh, it's just a man. What the? Did it just blink? Ah! Ah, God! Damn it! Before I could retreat, he grabbed my hand. His fingers tightened around my forearm. Did you enjoy playing cat and mouse? I tried to break free, but his grip was like an iron clamp. Let me go! I jerked, tried to break free, but he squeezed my hand even tighter. He grabs my other hand, the one where I tightly clutched the knife. Let go! I am warning you! Warning me? What the hell was that? That's cute. Truth is, warnings only work when you... Harder? Miro squeezed my forearm tighter, and the knife slipped from my fingers, hitting the floor with an unpleasant metallic clink. I screamed, but he only grunted, kicking the knife further away from us. You know, I actually like that you tried. I wanted to say something, but my tongue felt like it was stuck to the roof of my mouth. Miro suddenly kicked me in the stomach. I tried to resist, but his strength seemed insurmountable. Let go! Let me go! I jerked my arm, but his fingers sink even deeper into my forearm. Miro doesn't even look at me, his gaze fixed somewhere ahead, as if this whole scene is just another item on his list. In a moment, and I was tied back up to the chair. The rope tightened around my wrists so tightly that my fingers immediately started tingling. I was gasping, struggling to hold back the tears that threatened to burst. Finally, Miro tightly pulled the last knot. He straightened up, ran his hand through his hair as if nothing had happened. I'll kill you. I am not afraid of you! I frowned, still trying to appear brave. Come on. We both know that's a lie. The fear is right there, in your eyes. It's a beautiful fear, by the way. Sincere. A rarity these days. I just grit my teeth. You made such an escape. Put in so much effort. For what? To crawl into a closet. You have a talent for finding dead ends. Alright. Back to square one. You know how they say in rock? It's not about how you start a song, but how you finish it. He straightened up, stepping back a step, his arms lazily crossing over his chest. His gaze was deceptively soft. This is wrong. Wrong. You know, I never understood what that word really means. It's too boring. Miro tilted his head, as if enjoying his own words, then suddenly spun around and headed down the corridor. Wait here. Although, where will you even go? His sarcastic laugh echoed as he disappeared around the corner. Seconds stretched into eternity as I heard his slow footsteps approaching the closet. Then, a light creak of the door. I yanked my hands, but the ropes dug even deeper into my wrist. My heart pounded wildly. What are you doing? You are so curious. English, please. Or, I don't know, Malay? Like something I could speak? His tone was even, almost good-natured, like someone explaining the rules of a board game. In a moment, he returned, and behind him, dragging his feet, came the guy. Okay, Budget Lawrence. He looked like a shadow of a person, pale with sunken eyes and slumped shoulders. His face showed complete indifference, as if everything happening wasn't happening to him. Okay, who is this? An old acquaintance of mine. He's a modest guy, doesn't really like talking, but you, Lion, will surely appreciate his talent. Does he? Okay, now he's just looking at me. Miro leaned towards the guy, almost gently patting him on the shoulder, like an old friend. Sergey, dear, how long are you going to keep looking at that gloomy face? He placed the knife in his hand with such ease, as if handing over a cup of tea. You seem to know how to hold a knife. Great. Now imagine you're an artist, and our dear friend is your canvas. See where I'm going with this? I'm cocked. I can't. Can't you? Or you just don't want to? It's not the same thing. Sergei shook his head, as if trying to push away foreign thoughts, but the knife kept trembling in his hand. Don't complicate things. Just take a step. The blade will do the rest. I don't think that's how that works. This is wrong. You talk like there's anything truly right in this world. Who even decides what's right or wrong? You? Me? Or those people who looked at you like you were nothing your whole life? Well, this feels very boyfriend to death. Sergei took a step closer. The air became unbearably quiet. Only his heavy breathing broke the dead silence. Well, artist, the first stroke is always the hardest, but you'll manage. Sergei's eyes darted, first at me, then down, then off to the side. He finally decided to speak, but his voice was so quiet that the words were barely distinguishable. I'm sorry. His voice trembled, just like the hand gripping the knife's handle. Then stop. I can't. Sergei's gaze shot back towards Miro, who stood by the wall, watching every movement. I continued to whisper, but a little quieter. Stop listening to him. We can escape. You don't understand. He'll just kill us both. He's holding you here against your will. Do I have a choice? Scream! Sergei exhaled and slightly shook his head. Sorry. I can't. Serg, I asked you nicely. No shouting, no hysteria, no blood on the walls, just quietly. Miro approached Serge and placed his hand on his shoulder, as if comforting him. You weren't against helping me a little, after all. We're friends. Serg stood like a stone. He didn't move, didn't breathe. You know, sometimes I think maybe you're not listening to me at all. That's hurtful. He grunted and turned to me. A new line. Look at him like that. Right into his soul. It came out touching. He paused, as if to say something seriously, but just smirked. Well, since you found some common ground, spend some time together. Maybe it'll bring you closer. Untying the rope, he grabbed me by the scruff, then Serg, and dragged us towards the corridor. With one motion, he threw open the cupboard door, tossing us inside. Me, right after, not roughly, not hurriedly, like he was arranging furniture. The door slammed shut. You're lucky, by the way. It's not that cramped here. Rest. I'll be back later. With ideas. After which, Miro left, tapping his heels. Serg leaned against the walls. He's lying. We're not friends. We never were. I lowered my head. I knew that, but it did make it easier. Well, damn. Okay then. Anyway, that was That Guy Pisses Me Off. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And not gonna lie, not playing Murder Sim for so long, like, playing this kind of gave me whiplash because I did not expect to see the boyfriend to death, like, health and sanity bar to suddenly show up. Like, it has been a long time since I've seen that, but we will be back once the full game has been released. Not sure if we'll play from the beginning or if we'll play, like, from where we ended off last. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.